Clearly, she knows what she's talking about.
She does, yeah. I think what I like about her writing style is that it's very warm and understanding.
Okay.
It's not like she's talking down to you.
Yeah.
She's kind of like this, wise friend who's giving you advice, and I think that makes it really accessible.
Welcome to Bookhaven.
Okay, so today we're diving into something a little different. I'm really interested in this one. It's Open When
Oh, yeah.
by Dr. Julie Smith.
Dr. Julie Smith.
Open When, a companion for life's twists and turns. So we've got an excerpt. And I don't know, have you heard of this book before?
Yeah, so I have, and I think it's really neat how she's kind of structured it.
Yeah.
Because it's like these open when chapters, right? So
Yeah.
it's like open when you're feeling sad, open when you're overwhelmed, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it really is like, this is a book that kind of like, you pick it up
Yeah.
when you are feeling a particular way.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's almost like having a therapist on call.
Well, I was going to say, it's like having that perfect advice
Yeah.
for whatever you're going through,
Yeah.
but ready right when you need it,
Right, exactly.
which is amazing. I mean, who doesn't need that?
Right.
So, Dr. Julie Smith is a clinical psychologist. I'm curious, have you ever run across any of her other work?
I have, yeah. She's actually got quite a big following on social media.
Does she?
Yeah. She puts out, like lots of little tips
Oh, interesting.
and tricks for dealing with the everyday stress and anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's pretty well known.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if she's writing a book like this,
Right.
clearly she knows what she's talking about.
She does, yeah. I think what I like about her writing style is that it's very warm and understanding.
Oh, okay.
It's not like she's talking down to you.
Yeah.
She's kind of like this, wise friend who's giving you advice, and I think that makes it really accessible.
Okay.
Especially for people who maybe, haven't really delved into psychology or self-help stuff before.
Right. It's approachable. So in the excerpt, one of the things that really resonated with me was her emphasis on self-compassion.
Oh.
Is that something you've been thinking about lately at all?
It is, yeah. It's something that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Just in terms of how we talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
How we treat ourselves when we make mistakes.
Right.
And I think it's a really powerful concept.
Okay.
Because a lot of us, we tend to be our own worst critics.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so Dr. Smith, she actually gives some really practical tips on how to cultivate self-compassion.
Like what kind of things?
Well, one of the things that she suggests is writing a letter to yourself, but from the perspective of a compassionate friend. Imagine, you're having a tough time.
Yeah.
And a friend comes to you and said, hey, what's going on? And you tell them what's happening.
Right.
How would they respond to you?
Yeah.
What kind of words of comfort and support would they offer? And then try and write that down to yourself.
Oh.
So it's almost like you're kind of stepping outside of yourself.
Yeah.
And giving yourself that same kindness that you would give to a friend.
That's such a cool idea.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really simple exercise, but it can be really powerful because it really forces you to kind of think about how you would treat someone else in that situation.
Right.
And then apply that to yourself.
Yeah. Which I think we all need to do a little more of. Right?
Absolutely.
So it's not just about like reading the book. It's about actually putting these ideas into practice.
Exactly. And that's what I love about her approach. It's very action-oriented. It's not just about understanding the concepts.
Right.
It's about actually using them in your life.
Okay.
And so, in the excerpt, there's this prompt. Open when you're feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
Have you read that one yet?
I have, yeah. I particularly like the part where she talks about like breaking down tasks into smaller steps.
Right. It's that chunking technique where you take this big, overwhelming task and you break it down into these little bite-sized pieces that you can actually manage.
It's so helpful.
It is, yeah. It makes it so much less intimidating.
Yeah. It's like instead of looking at the whole mountain, you're just focusing on, the next step, the next foothold, which makes so much sense. I mean, it's a classic time management strategy.
It is, but sometimes I think we forget to apply it to our emotional well-being as well.
Right. It's not just about work or, practical tasks. It's about how we approach life in general.
Right.
And that's, I think, what really makes this book so valuable. It's like it's there for you. All of those different moments, good and bad.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's important because, life is not always sunshine and rainbows.
Right. No, it's not.
Right. We all go through tough times.
Yeah.
We all face challenges.
Right.
And so having a resource like this that you can turn to when you're feeling lost or overwhelmed, or even when you're feeling happy and you want to celebrate, it's so valuable.
Yeah. So it's not just about fixing the negative. It's about, supporting the positive as well.
Right. It's about embracing the whole spectrum of human emotions.
Right.
And giving you tools to navigate all of it.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up here, what I'm taking away from this excerpt is that open when is real. It's a practical and supportive guide to navigating all of the different challenges and triumphs that life throws our way.
Right. Right. And I think what's really cool is that it puts the power in your hands.
Yeah.
You get to choose which chapter you need when you need it.
Okay.
So it's really personalized.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if you could write your own open when prompt, what would it be?
Ooh.
What's something that you're facing right now? Or an emotion that you're feeling that you would want guidance on?
That's a really good question. I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for all of us to reflect on. Because, we all have those moments where we're like, oh, man, I wish I had some advice on this.
Right.
And so maybe that's a good starting point for kind of exploring our own needs.
Yeah.
And seeking out resources that can help us.
Absolutely. So that's something for everyone to ponder, I guess.
Yeah.
What is your open when? And maybe Dr. Julie Smith has already written it.
Right. Maybe she's got the answer for you.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Check out open when. All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today.
That's a good one.
Thanks for listening.
Grab Open When by Dr. Julie Smith, now on sale for just $18.37. Don't miss this chance to build good habits and achieve remarkable results. Click pre-order now today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.